Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here. And this video is going to be a focus video on helping you identify IPOs and how to trade IPOs. Over the last few weeks, we've been seeing tremendous moves in IPOs. Usually within a month of them coming public, and usually around their first earnings report. But in some cases, you're just seeing the consolidation, and these things get a pop on some news and they run. And traders are getting in these. This is no doubt a momentum type of trade, but the results and the returns of this type of trade, hundreds of percent, 100, 200, 300, 400, 600% in some stocks over the last couple of days, and they'd run. And they'd follow through the next day and stuff, and it's just too much money out there left on the table not to prepare yourself better to capture these moves. So this video is going to concentrate on that. I'm doing a show right now, and I just paused the show for a second so I can introduce the video properly, but I'm also going to bring back the audience on the show. It's at DayTradingRadio.com, and I broadcast the markets live every day from 8 o'clock in the morning till closing, 4 o'clock, and then after-hour shows. In this case, this is an after-hour show right now. I'm doing some research on these IPOs and setting up my charts. Another thing I'm doing is I'm actually taking my screens. If I could give you a big picture of my screen, I don't know. I would have to show it to you in a different way. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 monitors. But one of the monitors is, a big 4K, 55-inch monitor. So that's actually used as 4 monitors on itself. I've split that up. But that's where my main trading computer is. So I'm dedicating one of these screens, just around like 21, 23-inch screen, to the IPOs that are less than a month old, that haven't really ripped, or that I want to watch. And it's going to be easy enough for me to keep track because they're going to be on one computer. These are some of the, and I take these charts and let me see, am I actually fix this the right way here? If you take a look at the charts, I'm going to move it over here and see if you can actually see. You can see some of the charts. These are the IPOs that are going to be coming out tomorrow. There's a lot of biotechs coming out tomorrow, so I put one screen together and I just put the charts so I'm ready for them. The important part of this whole game and challenge is being ready and being prepared. And lots of times you come out of the gate at 9:30 at the opening, you don't know, unless you know what's moving. It takes a lot of being focused to really see what's going on. Now, this is going to make you more focused. So try to dedicate an extra screen to this type of trading. I think it'll be important. Same thing for any penny stocks that you're trading. Typically, I'm trading, HPS, or what we call high probability setups, which are, good quality names that we wait for a series of patterns to play out, which are high probability patterns, and we take those swing trades. But during the day when you see these things running hundreds, 100%, 50%, you got to take advantage of them. So let's jump into this fast. I'll try to make it not that painful. This is just a couple of websites we're gonna actually start off with talking about. Now, this is just 8 biotech stocks with IPOs this week. This is coming from Investors Place, and I think they do this each week. Someone passed that one on to me in our chat room. And again, that's where you're going to get most of this stuff. We have some great traders in that that share all this. They're like news people. Racer, big shout out to you. But this is, again, when you have a list, you write it down, you set up your charts and stuff. This is one way. But the other way I want to show you is that actually the IPOs that are already, well, let's go stick to the ones that are coming to market ahead of us. Right? So there was one site out there. Let's see if I can find it. Nope, this is not this. Don't mind me. This is our naked brand group. Don't get scared that I was looking at that. That's so funny. That gave me in trouble. Anyway, you guys, we're talking about IPOs and stuff. This is a great example. This is a friggin' great example. NAKD. This is a stock today that ran. It wasn't even an IPO. It was just a stock that started to run and then gapped up. This is actually the daily chart. It really went from $1.68 to $10 in one day. All right, so that's why I was looking up. I said I don't even know what Naked Brands is, so I ended up going to their website, and that's why the website's up. It's Naked Brands. I'm like, what the heck is this? I said, this is this is truly a pump and dump. Anyway, we can get across to that. The one I was actually going to show you is a couple different sites. Let's go to Retail Roadshow first. RetailRoadshow.com, and this is when you go on it. When you're. Let me hold on right here. I actually got to start the station back up. I have to take them off mute because I want to get through my introduction. All right, so I'm back up here. I actually started the video to do this too. I want to save the video. So I am videotaping the different ways to actually identify some of these IPOs and how to get more organized. So we'll continue on. And we're talking about the Retail Roadshow. Passed to me in our chat room, and it was a good. I bookmark it. I take a look, and on the left here, if you go to, these are the upcoming IPOs that will be in the future. If you click on it, it opens up into a big presentation. You hear a video. You get all the you get all the information on the IPO, how many shares offered, the price and the date and stuff. So that's a pretty good site. It doesn't have the ones that are. I haven't gone through it enough to really make sure that I know everything about it. They have a tool section. There's not much on there, but this is good. This really, it kind of breaks down. This is what you would use if you didn't know what the company was, the IPO. All right, that's really the key here. There's a few that are coming out that are going to be IPO, and if you don't know what it is, you can look it up here, and you click on it. Like I said, they give you a really good breakdown of everything. All right, and then the other one is going to be the Finviz.com, and I've been showing this a lot each day, so I apologize repeating it. But I wanted to bring it up again. You go to Finviz.com, go to Screener right here, and then right here under your filters, you could check. This is a great screening platform. See, I'll bring this down a little, but let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger. It's hard to read. Right here, IPO date. So you could click on this where it says any, and I go out to the last month. You go out to the last quarter, you go out to last year, whatever. You go out to last week and see what was out there last week, which is, I don't see anything. So I think it's actually taken the last 5 days or last whatever. So there's nothing really identified on the last week. But if we go out to the last month, boom, you will see some. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. And what you want to do at that point where you get that list, you go up here and you click on the charts, and the charts will break down the chart. And this is great just to look at the consolidation right away. You can automatically see that this one already broke out. It was trading for, maybe a month, and then explosion. That's CLPS. Now, to tell you the truth, we were on top of that in our room. We eyeballed this CLPS. We eyeballed it. We had it right there, and then the next day it exploded. So that was funny, And then it continued to explode. And this is the examples I want to show you, is that we don't miss out on these. I think it's simple enough to just find one that consolidates and then jump on board and hope for the best. I hate to say it in that way, but it's worth it. It's worth it for me to put in the extra effort to find these. You could click on these. Here's GSKY, Business Green Sky, billion-dollar company, GSKY. What I'll do is I'll run them through my charts, because I like my charts. GSKY. You can see out of the gate it IPO'd, and I'm not liking that. Right? Really. But that's what I would do. I would see which ones I like. Really looking for consolidation. ITRM is actually might fit the bill. ITRM. Yeah, that's That's interesting, right? That looks very, very interesting. So what I'm going to do now is just write that one into my ticker, put it on my IPO page or on my IPO screen, and we're going to grab this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little of everything. Take a little of this, take a little of that, maybe, it doesn't even have to be a lot. It could be 100 shares. Or if it's a $3 stock, a couple hundred shares here, a couple hundred shares there. These are things, are lottery tickets. And we've been seeing, great success in this. This is a perfect setup right here. Let me see if I have this one. Let me put it on my screen so I don't forget about it right now. Oh, I lost it now. What was it? Help me. All right, so I moved that over there. I moved that. I got it on its own screen next to the other IPOs, and I'll be able to screen capture that, and you'll be able actually to see that. So what I was going to use the DTR2 channel for is put something on there like this. If we could, sometimes do that. All right, so again, looking back at this, and that's what brought us to that. I think it's an easy way of looking at it. This is on the Finviz. SRRK, that was exactly the same, almost the same exact setup. SRRK. I remember going to bed and I said, I never pulled the trigger on it. The next day it was gone, and the next day it was gone. Now it's pulled back, but again, $18 to 10-point move in 2 days after a little consolidation like that. So again, probably not looking at that anyway now. So that's where we are, and that's the Finviz IPO date, and again, that's going out to the last month. You could
YM tradeometer overbought, NQ tradeometer overbought.
Even further, to see a lot more, but it gets a little, you already start to see the moves. This is an EQH. Let's take a look at that EQH for a second. Insurance, diversified insurance. I don't know. It's interesting. EQH. So the other place that I get my IPOs, if I go to, I have a briefing account where I get my news. You can see here after our research calls. It's okay. I mean, I just too lazy to change it to find something better for it. But anyway, we're going to go to market summaries. In the beginning of the morning, you get a market summary, morning briefing it's called. And you can actually open that up, and it will go right to things that are happening for the day. And I usually just scroll, eventually you'll get down to an area which says general news, M&A activity, IPOs expected today, and what's expected this week. So that's another good, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to get a briefing, because I'm going to start posting these on the site. I post these out. So I can actually just cut and paste that, and we get that sent. I can just drop that in the chat room, and you can just save it and do your own research on it. But most of those, you can see, interesting. They give you a little briefing on what they are. All these are biotechs. I mean, a lot of biotechs here. APTX coming up tomorrow. A lot of these coming up tomorrow. All right, let me finish the video up here. That was another IPO, HUHA here, and then someone just brought up ROKU, which is a recent IPO, and that's, again, looks okay. But the new one's coming up. We're going to be on top of them. I'm going to send this video out, close it down. Hope you enjoyed it. Get all your information here at Day Trading Radio.